Have you read Genesis 35? As we travel across the country, we often see the roadside markers that commemorate an event that occurred at that location. It might be something as simple as a sign on the original Route 66 just north of here that points out the turkey tracks in the concrete. Some are much more elaborate and require reading a short story. In the earlier part of this chapter, God speaks the promise of blessing to Jacob and reaffirms his name change to Israel. That's not just a normal day at the office. Let's read his response, Jacob's response to what has just happened in Genesis 35, beginning in verse 13. Then God withdrew from him at the place where he had spoken to him. Jacob set up a marker at the place where he had spoken to him, a stone marker. He poured a drink offering on it and poured oil on it. Jacob named the place where God had spoken with him Bethel. By the way, Bethel means the house of God. Many times we see special places marked in the Old Testament. They wanted it to be known that something special happened at that spot. Just like our roadside markers, Jacob marked this spot where God spoke to him. That marker would remind him and others of the promise of God. What markers have you placed along the path you have journeyed? Have you set up the stones that remind you of the times that God has spoken to you? Have you marked the spot where he set you free? Is there a marker at the spot God introduced you to your spouse? A sign where he gave you direction in your life to be where you are at now? God speaks to us his promises and his directions for our individual lives, just as he did with Jacob or Israel. We would do well to remember those places and mark them in our memories in such a way that others might see. Keep reading, encourage others to read, and expect to find more gems to help us live like Jesus. Thank you.